Hey everyone. Today we're going to talk about time entry. This is really the first in a series of videos that I'm going to start publishing to the website. I think it's the best way I can manage the training that may be required as we move forward into this new system because everyone's on different time scales. They're all working flex hours, picking up kids, taking them to soccer practice, whatever it may be. And quite frankly, I'm out and about myself, going to client locations, and so I think it's going to be difficult for everyone to get together and to be able to learn how to navigate through this practice management system we put together in SharePoint. I hope that as we continue to use this, you're going to become much more familiar with this product. It's a product that's being widely used in corporate America, and it's very flexible, and I think we can make it curtail it to our needs fairly easily. So, but today we're going to go through time entry. I understand. I've gotten the emails. I understand what the problem is. In terms of getting our time in there and being able to edit our time. I tried to put some time in the other day at a client location. I realized really quickly this isn't going to work. It was unresponsive, and I can appreciate some of you that have expressed that you want to have the ability to go back and edit time if need be. I don't know if that's going to necessarily be a big issue, but I want to go ahead and give you that capability to edit your time. And so, hopefully the changes I've made here will be useful from that standpoint. Made changes to the form. We'll talk about that. I've added a couple of fields in there based on some feedback I've gotten from folks. And you have the ability to see your time and make modifications to it and submit it to QuickBooks in your time frame and in the time scale, the time that you want to do that. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to go ahead and jump over into our home page, and I've put a link right here for time entry. This screen, the time entry screen, is broken up into 3 different sections. We have a section here where you can enter in new tasks and new records and apply the time associated with that particular task. And you have 2 sections over here dealing with tasks that have already been entered in. We have 3 different states for those tasks that are at this stage. There are other states as well. There's waiting on an individual, unscheduled, scheduled, doing, or in progress, and then we have completed, and we have post pending and posted. As you can see, we've color coded the post pending and posted, hopefully to give you a better user experience. But basically, completed is a task in which you've applied some time to it. But it has not yet been submitted to QuickBooks. You have not submitted it to QuickBooks, so it may be an open item that you need to still do some editing on or modify the time, whatever it may be. It is still in a state that it has not gone to QuickBooks. So keep an eye out on the white items that are sitting out here in your lists. If you have white items, that means they haven't gone to QuickBooks. They need to get into QuickBooks. That's as quickly as possible so that I can bill as quickly as possible. As you can see here, we do have one item here where I had a meeting that's sitting out there, and I have a number of items out here that are yellow post pending. They're sitting waiting for the synchronization process to finish. And once that synchronization process is finished, we have an audit trail going back to QuickBooks, in which we have a unique identifier that we're able to bring back from QuickBooks to identify that the transaction actually does exist out there, and that's when it'll go to this posted state, which is a verified state. You can have confidence. You confidently can know that it's sitting in QuickBooks at that point in time. There are connectors here that allow you to view these items in more detail. Obviously, we only have the title here and the date, but we have other items in this section of the form indicating what the project was, the billing code, any notes, the date, on down the line. A couple items I want to change, a couple changes to the form. This title is what it goes over into QuickBooks and shows up in the client's bill. Okay, in this case, it's administrative time, but this does go in the client's bill, so please be cognizant of that and use some formality when you are typing in here. And be aware that it's something that they will see as you go forward. So you don't want to say that the client was a creep. You want to say that, you go down here, the internal notes, you can say the client was a creep. But that is something the client won't necessarily see. This is intranets to us. It may be a comment such as where we were having some computer problems, I had to call Sentry, and that's why it took so long, whatever it may be. So that is the place where you can enter some of that information with respect to that. And as you can see, we can go from one form to the next here. I'm going to go down to this form. It's in completed state. And when I go to this form in completed state, you will see that the buttons that you see over here are now showing up over here. This is because this item still is in an editable form. So you can make some modifications to this whatever it may be. You can put some comments in here. You can change the time. You can do whatever it is you need to do with respect to that particular item. You can then save it and it will remain in a completed state, or you can go ahead and record the time and post it to QuickBooks. I'm going to go ahead and do that here. Once I do that, it'll ask me a confirmation. Are you sure you want to go ahead and post this to QuickBooks? I will click yes. And once I click yes, you can see the status here has changed. It's in a post pending state, and we no longer have that item out there. This will no longer, I'll change the form so it doesn't close. It needs to be back open and up in open state. I think if we try to click on another item, we will receive some sort of an error in the process of doing that. No, okay. So it will close, but you can go ahead and click on another item. I will leave that in that state. And so you'll be able to click on another item and it will bring up that particular item out there. Right now, especially with respect to this, I don't have any open items, but I do have an item that I was working on Tuesday that I need to go ahead and enter into the system. Let me go ahead and pull up that. And a meeting with Dr. DeVagno, and I am going to go ahead and code that against the CFO, and meetings and correspondence, and that was on the 4th, not the 6th, and it was approximately an hour, and I'm just going to go ahead and use an odd minute here just so you can see how everything rounds as we go through here. And you can cancel this out and it will close the form out if you want to do that. If it does do that, you're going to probably have to refresh the screen to bring the form back. And that's really not difficult of a process. You either go back to the home screen and click on time entry, or if this is showing up over here, you can click it over there as well. Or I think that's probably what you'll have to do. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and record this, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is. I could go ahead and record this and send it directly to QuickBooks right here and now if I wanted to, but I do want to demonstrate that process of having a new item show up in here in a completed state. So I'll record this here. It's going to ask me to verify. Are you sure you want to do this? I'm going to say yes. And when I say yes, I now have my item show up down below in here. And of course, I can just go and move right on forward and go ahead and enter in my next item, which was and go ahead and put in my project. And I'm going to make this on the 4th as well. And what the heck, I'll put in 31. And this time I'm going to go ahead and record and post to QuickBooks. It's going to ask me to verify. Are you sure you want to save this and post it to QuickBooks? I'm going to say yes. And there is my development time. It's being posted to QuickBooks. So as you can see, this is what we have in there right now. And I think it should solve a lot of problems and make the process of entering time a little more useful and helpful for you. A quick note, certainly as you're working during the day, you can keep this screen wide open. If you need to go to other places in the SharePoint site, you can click on open a new tab, and there you go. You have your home page, and you can go on to your client onboarding, and you can do what you need to do, and maybe in that section. And of course, you still can come